Hello everybody, it's Jayce. Once again, I am back with another video. To celebrate the new Inside Out sequel, I decided to do something very interesting. I'm going to mash up Inside Out with Peter Griffin from Family Guy into one t-shirt design. So right now I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. So right now I have some photo references to look at, as well as my sketch that I showed you in a previous teaser video. So as you can see, I have the photo references to look at to make sure that I'm not drawing this from memory, so that way I am having an easier time drawing this. So the first thing I'm going to do is try to doodle a background similar to this, and I'm going to simplify it like you see in the sketch. So I'm going to turn off some of my references right now and focus on the upper part. The text we'll deal with later. So I'm going to roughen this in so that way, and we're not going to make this complicated, so we're just going to add a window over here, around here. There might be some activity going on in the background, some lighting, and maybe some core memory shelves on the side, and a banner on top. And then of course we're going to add the little stage and the little table that the cast is just like so. So Inside Out, of course, is having a sequel. I remember watching the first one in theaters. Don't remember how I felt about it, but all I can say is that it's a very great movie. I enjoy the characters, I enjoy the plot of the movie. Thinking about it now, I would say I relate to it and understand the story. Because Riley, of course, is now living in a new city, in a different state. So me moving to a different region of a state, it's relatable. Shout out to all my NorCal people, by the way. But I'm happy here, regardless. I'm enjoying it here. But yeah, the film's plot I can relate to. Okay, so as you can see, I guess we're just about done with our background. It wasn't so bad. All we had to do was just simply copy the background. How easy is that? So right now I am going to drawing these little core memories. I don't think they're going to be going to be very important, but just for the sake of how everything looks in the background, we're going to make sure we put this all together. All right. We have about 20 more seconds left. It's 19, 18, 17, 16, my age, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I guess you can say we're too late for our liftoff, Apollo 11. Thinking about it now, I don't think this shelf is going to be useful. We're going to move it towards the other side, so I like this, I guess. That's how lazy I am in Photoshop. So I'm just going to draw this little part here, and now I'm going to let's see if I can move this slightly, or maybe not. I think it just looks a little off to me. There, I guess that's better. Now we are off to drawing a little table. Let me lighten up my reference a little. Maybe I can turn this off. I can merge all of these layers soon. Actually, this one. And maybe I can lower the opacity. So right now I'm going to draw the little desk the cast will be standing by. So this is based off of the control panel in the actual movie. But right now it's just a plain desk, nothing special. We're going to add the little bottom, and of course it's very simple. We're just gonna line it up with the stage as best as possible. But yeah, now we have it. We have our little stage. We got everything down together. We have the basic background and everything. Maybe I could add the ceiling too, just a little, not so much. And then we could add the little banner. I was thinking when trying to figure out what the sketch was going to look like, I was originally going to have the core memories serve as the rope for the banner that from the ceiling. So right now, that would be a little complicated. So I'm just gonna have this simple rope, this thin rope, and we're gonna have 2 banners stick together on one, just so way we have more to write on. So right now I'm going to write down, and it's going to be simple. We're going to write it down as emotions audition. So we got emotions down, simple as cake, and now we have audition. And of course, we're going to make sure we clean this up later. So don't worry, it's not gonna look very crappy. We got it all down for the most part. Now that we have everything together now for real, we're going to make sure we put this background onto one file, and it's going to be called background. Just like that. Now we're going to add in our characters, so we can bring in our photo references here. Actually, just a few. We don't need all of them yet. And we're going to actually let me move the desk a little more so that way it's closer. Might add in a little more to it so that way it makes sense, so that way it's fully drawn. Now we're going to draw the inside out characters. I'm going to do it based off of the sketch order, so of course we're going to have discussed on the side. Now, to be honest with you guys, I didn't prepare 100% on how to draw these characters, so I'm going to draw them as best as I can. And also, to make our life easier, we're going to draw these characters in the Family Guy style, so that way, even though there are different franchises, they can blend in a little bit easier. So we're going to add in the eyebrows, of course. We're going to make everything as simple as possible. I think I might fix that later, but next we have anger. So right here, we're going to add in this brick-shaped body, and we're going to make his eyes a little square. So here he is, right here. So we got it down, we got him down, and now he is probably going to be a little out of the picture, but to be fair, you could still recognize him from one side, not the full side. But we got him down for the most part. We just need to add in his little hands here. Maybe we could add in more of a shirt. We can show like so, and then we can add in his little eyebrows like so. And now we got anger. Now in the center we of course have sadness. We like this. You can be able to draw her. She's simple. I tried to practice doodling her, so I might have a idea of how to put her together. She has these round glasses. Make her frown a little because of course she's sad, and for some reason you don't want her to be happy for this, or at least a little annoyed. I mean, we could make her annoyed, but I'd rather keep her in character like this. And like there. We got most of our characters so far. And thinking about it, I think I might have messed up. So right now I am going to shrink the table a little, so that way we'll move the table forward, so that way we could see the rest of the cast easier, because of course you can't see them 100%. But that is going to be taken care of like this. I might have to fix this up. This could look a lot better before if I were taking my time, but of course I'm not. Going to simply draw in these little details, and of course the table. I think I might also bring them down a little. Jeez, I didn't know that there would be so many errors here. But of course, we got everybody together. all in one piece. I think I might have fixed the problem. Now of course we have our main character, the protagonist and the antagonist, as said by Pixar people, Joy. So this is going to probably be the simplest character to doodle. All we need to do is just add in her neck and add her little dress, the hair that sticks up, like so, and then a little few tufts of hair. And maybe we could add in 2 round eyes. And maybe we could make her eyes a little squinty, but add in that little smile. Now I think we've mastered her just about right. Now we're going to add in her hands as she's holding the table. So yeah, we got all the characters in here for the most part. Now all we have to do left is add in Fear. Fear, aka Bill Hader, love him. I'm going to make sure this is going to be a little complicated, especially if you're going to have it in a different show style. But I think I'll just copy the original design, but just add in the very simplified eyes and nose just a little. I guess he looks more like a Muppet at this point, but we're gonna make him look a little worried, of course. So add in his bow tie. Add in his shoulders here. Maybe add in a little frown. I think this is funny enough to be an actual Family Guy character design, but I haven't perfected it 100%, so I'll have to see, but I think this is pretty much it. We have all of our character designs. All we need to do is just rearrange them. So, oops, they're not weirdly misshapen and have a incorrect proportion size. So maybe we could just add him over there. Maybe make him a little taller on the side. So right now, we got the basic idea now. We have all of our characters looking at a stage. The only problem is the only problem is there's nobody left on the stage to look at. So I'm going to add in, of course, our crossover character, which is part of this mashup, of course. We're going to add in, of course, Peter Griffin. So we're going to draw Peter Griffin now. We'll add in the microphone later, but I'm going to turn off most of our photo references so far. We'll get to that later. We're going to the art print, of course, and the entire thing, not just the art print. So, of course, I'm going to add him in a little inside here. Going to brighten the opacity so that way it's easier for us to put together. So now I'm going to draw him as best as I can. And even though, as it appears, he's smaller than the rest of the characters, we're going to fix that later. But so far, he's just going to be taller than everybody else. So let's make sure we draw him in as best as we can. I haven't really drawn him at this angle before. I've drawn him multiple times out of boredom, but I haven't really done it at on this side. So I think it might be a little complicated at first for me to put together, but I'm pretty sure if it looks good, then I'm sure it will pay off. So right now I'm going to add in his glasses. Maybe we'll add in his nose here. And now he's going to start speaking. We're not going to show the balls 100%, sorry. But we're going to add the inside of his mouth, trying to make sure he's talking and not add in that little and in his glasses, of course. I think we got Peter Griffin down pretty much. So, okay, and I think we might have to. I think once we're done, I think we might have to tighten the sketch later on. But no fear, because right now I am going to fix his sizing. So maybe this would work. I don't know. But right now we're just gonna doodle what we know as best as we can. So of course, Family Guy, one of the newest additions to the Walt Disney Company is one of the great shows that I admire. Seth MacFarlane is great, the characters are great, and of course the writers are talented. But since I'm going to be doodling Inside Out for the occasion that it's coming out with a sequel, I decided to do what I do best, which is make crossover art for fun. I think that might be what I do best for now. But I'm going to try to do it accurately. So I'm going to add in his buttons to his shirt. Going to add in his legs, of course. We're not going to make them fat. We're going to make them fit as best as we can for the drawing. I think I might have drawn his butt first before the rest of his body, but that's hilarious. Never thought I would plan to do that. But right now, of course, we got everything together. We have his shoes. Let me see if I'm drawing the right shoes. I am. They're very simple shoes. Okay. So now have our Peter Griffin, of course, and he is currently auditioning, of course, in the style of Peter Griffin as drunk and horny. That's what I'm auditioning for. I don't know if that sounds accurate. It doesn't sound accurate to me, but let me know what you think. So right now, I pretty much have Peter Griffin and the basic idea of the art print down. We're gonna add in the microphone, of course, which shouldn't be hard. It's just a simple microphone. How much time would I waste drawing a microphone? So right now, I'm just gonna do a simple microphone. Maybe we'll make it wireless so that way the wires aren't going anywhere. So yeah, so far we have we have everything down to a good point to start figuring out what we can do with this piece of artwork. So as you can see, of course, we have the fully sketched thing down. We have our characters. We have Peter Griffin. You know, I think I might have to shrink Peter Griffin just a little. Hold on, let me get my toolbar thing in the correct manner, in the correct place. So maybe this would work. I think making him putting him up higher would be better. But for the most part, we have our basic sketch, and I think it's about time we sort of lighten our background so that way it blends in. Right now, pretty much have everything down. So again, I think our next best step is to try to tighten things down and make sure that we are trying to put everything in place in the correct way. So of course, I'm gonna put all the characters onto separate folders, and right now I'm going to put them all in as one sketch layer, and we're going to, as best as we can, tighten everything up. We don't need our reference photo anymore since we have everything down, and we're going to tighten these drawings as best as we can. Since Peter is the easiest for me to doodle, I'm going to draw him first. So what I'm going to do is not trace these lines, but clean up these lines in pencil so the way it's easier for us to do when we're finalizing our sketch. I'm gonna add in, connect these lines. Let's see if I can do this in one loop. So I got this down, and now got the eyes, we got the nose. The nose is actually pretty big for Peter, to be honest. Going to show in the rest of his glasses. Add in his mouth, like so. And again, we don't have to be perfect in this too. Even though we're trying to clean it up, we're just one stage away from finalizing it 100%. So maybe, you know what, I think I might have drawn these hands wrong. So maybe I'm gonna, as best as I can, draw it like this. I think I might have to also lower the hands a little. Yeah, I think that's pretty much better. I don't know what I was thinking when I did that, but now it's better. he looks like he actually has a hand and doesn't have fingers lurking out of his sleeve. So now we're almost done figuring out what to do with Peter Griffin. I think we're just gonna ink him as is after this stage, since we got all of our basic shapes down. I think I might add in his other side too. So now we basically have everything down. We have his collar, we have collar shirt. Now we need to do is just make his butt less fat, maybe make it even stick out. Next, of course, we have his shoes. If you're lazy, if I feel lazy, I can just use the pen tool to put it together, but of course I'll have to do some extra work if I do that, so I'll prefer not to do it right now at this point. Add his belt, add his at the front, and now we basically have him. We forgot to doodle the inside of his body. Looking good already. So now I don't think there's a need to clean up the background. I think what needs to be done the most is make sure we have these characters in the correct position. So maybe I can just move them just a little. Oh, I think I have it on the wrong layer. Sorry. Okay, so there we go. I think I might have to make some changes to this doodle. So I'm going to make Joy's hands stick out. And I'm glad I'm doing it because looking at here, it looks like her hand is sticking out on the side of her arm, and that would be creepy. You wouldn't want to do that because that might lead into Uncanny Valley territory. But we're going to keep things simple, of course. This is Family Guy, the oversimplified world. Alright, so now we got everything down. I think we put everybody in a correct way for once. I don't know what I'm gonna do for Disgust, but I'm just gonna leave her like that for now. But for the rest of the characters, I think they're looking pretty good for the final process of trying to look cleaner. So now, of course, we have everything down all together. Now, it's time, I think, we start tightening up the characters of Inside Out. So let me shrink my pencil. And now we're going to make sure I clean them up as best as I can for the final inking process. So, of course, I'm going to do what I did with Peter and make sure I am staying even and clean with this. Is that rhyme? I'm not sure. What do you think? I need to be honest with you, I'm not really sure if I'm thinking in the right mind right now. We got going to add in this checkered pattern so that way it isn't just lines, because if that were the case, it would be striped. Now we got a puppet Family Guy fear down. Add in his little eyebrows, make him look nervous. He's worried that Peter Griffin might actually enter the Inside Out universe, or in this case, the head of Riley. So, I love this version that I just came up on the spot. Looks like a Muppet. So, yeah, we got him down. Now, I think the next thing that we should do is Joy. So Joy will, let me fix her arm a little, make her hand stick out a little more, maybe add a pinky there. Alright, better, getting better. Actually, no, I think, looking at it now, looking at my hands, I think it should be this way. Let me just erase that extra line. There's something wrong with it. Let me fix this. Nope, can't fix it. We're just gonna leave that there. That's okay. Some art has imperfections, so do art prints. You can easily see it, see a mistake when you first see an art print. Let's just say that. Now, of course, we have the head. We're going to make sure we make it round. Maybe add in maybe make the hair stick out a little more, but not all the way. We're not going to give Joy a haircut. We're gonna keep her as close to the movie as possible in Family Guy cutaway form. So, so we got this here. We're gonna add those perfect to overly perfect eyes. I think I made Joy a little drunk, but that's okay. I can fix it. Maybe I should check the eye position. I don't know if it's correct 100%. Okay, thinking about it, I'm just gonna have Joy's hands from behind the desk. It looks too creepy. It doesn't look right. So I'm just gonna have her hands to the side. So that way now all of the cast, all the emotions are now behind the desk. Have their hands behind the desk. Okay, I think we fixed that. Okay, for sadness, we're going to make her glasses stick out. Going to make her look 100% in the eyes of Peter. And once we're done with that, we have to focus on her hair, which is just basically a simple line like this. And of course, I will get rid of this part of this line with this one. So now you can basically have a good looking sadness caricature. And the rest of her body and her sweater with a few more lines, and then you are good to go. You completed sadness and you got her over with. Oh, I think I made her less sad. Look over your mistakes. So now we have her sad while looking at Peter and auditioning Peter. Well, of course you can't have one opinion. You gotta have all 5 opinions. And of course, I'm pretty sure. I think on a scale of 1 to 10, I think there's on 9, I think there's almost a 100% chance that Peter will not get in. But of course, that's what makes it funny. You have no idea what Peter's going to say, therefore it makes you want to see, makes you want to read the text. Okay, so now we have anger, and then we're going to have his hands, simplified hands, like so. Maybe we can add in a belt there. I think we're going to make the table end here, but that's okay. You don't have to show it all the way, but let's make sure we show it in the side of his leg. I think we might make the eyes just a little round. That way you can stay true to the show's style. And maybe we could make him a little more angry. Well, let's just leave him angry. You don't want him to scare Peter. Let's just keep him annoyed. So now, he is, of course, most definitely not going to accept Peter. Now, if there's a possibility that anger is going to have a full body, I think you should do it like this, so that way we have a full body looking. Okay, so now we got most of the Inside Out casts in the best Family Guy forms possible auditioning Peter. Now we need to figure out disgust. So maybe if I draw in a little sketch doodle from the reference photo, I think I could perfect her a little better. So let's see here. Okay, so she is shaped like broccoli, of course. She has the haircut. So maybe if her hair going over her face, maybe if I have some tufts of hair stick out on her side, since you can't see her on the left side mostly, we're going to just keep it like this. So maybe we could add herself in like this, and of course give her a better scarf, so that way we don't do disgust dirty. Make her look accurate to the movie as possible, while sticking to the style of the show of Family Guy. Now that we know how to draw disgust, we can finally add in her more accurate design into here. So maybe, I guess this looks better. I think I'll put the little doodle on top of her. Yeah, that does not look like disgust. This looks like that. This looks like disgust more. So, oh, I think I turned something off. Alright, so now with the more accurate drawing, we are going to draw disgust better, as best as possible. Let me actually put her on a separate layer. I don't want to mess up the rest of the cast. So, alright, so I'm going to add in her little head. I'm going to add in those tufts of hair sticking out. Make a better scarf out of this. Make it show it off the other side. And I think we're going to make the top of her, we're going to make her torso a little shorter, but we're going to keep in, we're going to follow the rest of the thumbnail sketch that we did. And now her legs might stick out. I think we might show the bottom part. I think just like that. So, and I think we'll, of course, I think we'll make her a little annoyed here. She looks like a totally different character, so we gotta be careful. Right. I think we'll also make sure her eyes on the far right, not the center. That will just look weird. And I think we'll add in her eyelashes, give her eyelashes, and I'll make sure her eye is underneath her hair for the most part. Now we have, as best as I could draw. I think it's a little inaccurate still, but hey, it's Family Guy. Some of the stuff is accurate. It isn't always going to be perfect. Now we have the Inside Out cast 100% fully drawn in the style of course, Family Guy. Now, of course, we have to do some inking. So I think since Family Guy has a very simple style, I think I'm just going to use the simple basic Photoshop preset brush tool. We're going to make sure we are on a separate layer. We're going to put the second draft of the characters as characters 2. And now what I'm going to do now, I think I might make sure I lighten this up a little better. I'm going to start with Peter Griffin, of course. I'm going to make sure I tighten up all of this. I think I might, let me just turn off Peter Griffin here. There. Now we started with inking. So I think I might do it on at a point of 7. So what I'm gonna do is, as best as I can, still working on it, but I'm going to see if I can, as best as I can, in one shape, connect, in multiple lines, connect it into one shape. So what I have here is a sleeve that's sticking out. So maybe I could have in, so right now, hold on just a second, I think I have to do some erasing. Yeah. To me, I think the inking process, to be honest, is a little boring. I mean, like, drawing is when you kind of get the idea out, so you're seeing your idea out of your head for the first time. But when you're trying to clean it up, it could actually take time to see that full vision. So that kind of brings you down when it comes to the actual full process. But once you get it done, the payoff will be huge. That's one thing that you should know. It may take time, but if you enjoy the process for the most part, and it looks good, and if you really work hard on your drawing, the payoff is going to be huge. Alright, so I got everything down here. So now what I'm going to do is make sure I have the hands fully inked, so that way we don't have to worry about the imperfections anymore that I did during the first sketching process. So right here, multiple strokes. I think there should be about 4, and of course some lines are sticking out, but don't worry. Besides, even though you could see some imperfections from a close point, from a closer look, if you look from here, you can barely see it. So that's the point in worrying. So I'm going to add in his last thumb, and we're pretty much good to go. All we need to do is there was one line overlapping. We should do his collar there, and then we are going to make our life easier and use the pen tool for the actual pen brush. And as you can see, it's mostly accurate. As you can see, it's accurate. I got everything down the way I wanted it to, but there are some limitations to it. But that's okay. You can always fix it later. That's a fun tip. Now, we are going to make sure that we add in our belly buttons. I forgot to add that during the second sketching process. We got 1, 2, I don't know, let's just do 1. Yeah, these aren't going to be hard to color in a basic way. But, bam, there. Got his belly buttons, got his buttons in place. Now, of course, we have his pants, which should be simple. We're going to make sure that we are following the simple brush strokes to clean up, like so. And that shouldn't, and for the pants, it shouldn't be too hard, because all you're doing is just following the lines. The lines are cleaned out for you already. You just need to trace it, like I used to do with drawing. So now we have to make sure our feet are put together, so that way we don't have to worry about it later in the process. So it should be it should go like this. And I think we'll try to make the front of his shoe shorter because of this. If not, I think, no, never mind. I should just connect it as is, so that way we don't have to worry about it now, and we can move on to the next shoe. So now we got our second shoe put together. There we go. So now, for the most part, we have our Peter Griffin put together in ink form. We need to just ink his belt that's sticking out from the inside outside part of his pants. Just a few strokes, and then you are good to go to focus on the head and the balls. Now you can have the chance to do so. So let me just erase the overlapping lines, and now we'll focus on the head. So what I'm gonna do is start with the nose, which is just a C basically. I used to call it a curve. Now I just call it a C. There. Now we're gonna draw his lip, his mouth, and his ball chins, and his balls, his front balls, his outside balls. Now we can draw in his collar, like so. Doesn't have to be hard. We are going to put this line in one line, like very easy. Now all we have to do now is make sure we do the same thing right over here. There. This will be a great art print. I can just see it Now all we need to do is draw the inside of his mouth, which I already did, so I don't know why I'm explaining it to you. And now we have to do of course, the hair. The hair before the eyes, which I would like to perfect, and the ears, the glasses, and everything else about his appearance. So what I'm gonna do is draw this line, make a few V shapes, then I'm going to connect it, no, not connect this first. There, no. There we go. Now we got in most of his body. What's missing is his eyes and his glasses. So, and of course, without his glasses, he cannot see. So, I think I might do this in a lazy fashion. So right now I'm gonna do these three coordinating lines. I think that's best as we can get. I think I might make my life easier and just use a shorter, smaller eraser. Now he looks like he's shocked without his glasses. He can't see. I can't see, Lois. So I'm going to do it in this way. I'm going to make a curve there. Now we can erase the inside of the overlapping line inside of his ear, since you don't want to see his ear sticking out of his, well, the glasses sticking over his ear. So, okay, now we're gonna do one more pen stroke. Maybe just like this. We'll start it out like this, and then we're going to have him have it drawn like this. And there, we pretty much nailed Peter Griffin. All we need to do is just connect this line, and if possible, if I turn this off, you got Peter Griffin all there, all in one piece. So, of course, what we have to do left is draw the table. Let's draw the table first, so that way we know what we're going to be putting together. So I'm going to follow these lines. There's really no instructions to inking. It's just follow these lines, make your artwork clean and sexy as possible, and make sure you don't screw up. So now we got that down. I think I'm gonna have to cut out that line. Okay, so now we basically have our lines together. So now we're going to erase the overlapping lines. You don't want that to bother you for the rest of the session. And make sure we make this tabletop round. So now we're going to lighten things up just a little. Let me lower the opacity so that way we could see what we're doing better. There. Now we have to make sure we do the outside outlining of the table first. It makes it easier. So I think we'll also just connect this with that, and what do you know? It followed our vision. So now we can. I think it's possible that we could do the same thing over here. I don't know how the artists. Oh, that's a little too much. I don't know how the artists on Family Guy draw, but I'm pretty sure it's almost like this. It's very simple. You could use so many tools besides the brush tool, and best of all, you don't need to really try. Apologies to the artists. You guys are talented over at Family Guy. I think you draw things in a perfect fashion. Not too complicated, not too rough, not so good looking. You've inspired me. I thought you guys were the best artists in the world. And I think that might be true. So, okay, so all we need to do is just connect this line with the other one, which is almost like tying a rope together onto the other side of the earth. So, I think I messed up in this case. So, let me just do this. I think that's better. So, this is complicated. There. Now, all we need to do is figure out how in the heck we're going to draw the insides. And our solution, just do what we did a few minutes ago. So, we need to erase the overlapping line since that will be in the way for sure. And then we're going to just do a click, tap, tappity tap, tappity tap, 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 bam. And there we go. You have our table out there like this. And I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter if it looks good or not. We are basically done with our table. So now all we need to do is focus on the background. The background is going to be very simple. Since we're trying to focus on Peter's interactions with the characters of Inside Out, we don't want the background to look too elegant. We want to focus on Peter. Which is why the layout of this drawing is very simple. So right now we are going to, which is why there's a blank ceiling, a mostly blank wall, and a very simple ground. So, of course, we're going to draw our ceiling in one stroke, and then we're going to do the banner, which shouldn't be hard. I think I might also lighten that up too, because that is very, very, very dark, and I need to brighten it up just so that way we can see our drawing a little better. I think I started on layer 18. I'm going to write it down as we can. Just about 5 lines, all in one piece. So here we are. We got rectangles, and then we have a full banner that we could be proud of for hanging with drawing. So now we have to put together all these rectangles into pieces, so that way into one banner, so that way we can fully have a banner and do anything about banners all in one piece. And there's no way we could bring the banners much higher. It's high enough in place. And of course, since it's probably going to be out of paper, we're not going to make, these rectangles are going to look imperfect. And they're going to overlap a lot during the inking process. That is, use the wand tool, disappear. It's just like magic. So, of course, we're going to erase the overlapping outlines. And we're going to focus on trying to letter this message. So the message is, of course, the emotions auditions, and Peter is one of the emotions that is going to one of the emotions auditioning, at least in this frame. So right now we're going to put together this message in simple lines. So it's going to say emotion. Going to have a squiggly line. Emotion audition. Going to enter into the Hall of Emotions. Peter, good luck to you, even though I doubt you're going to get in. Emotions. Got the A, got the U, we got the D that I'm drawing over U. The screen, that is. I, T, I, O, N, not S. So, okay, we got everything in place. Well, we don't know what we're going to do for the core memory shelf, but we basically have a full banner down. We can get rid of our sketch, and all we have left is something that we can be proud of. So right now we are going to add in our, oh shoot, am I? Oh no, I'm not. Thank God. thought I was erasing the ceiling for a second. That's better. So that way we know that we didn't make a mistake in the end. Yahoo! So, let's bring the basic background back in. Let's draw the stage, which shouldn't be hard. I think we'll screw the microphone. We'll just focus on the stage. So, of course, we're going to have the emotion banner in front. Have the table here. Have Peter on top. And I think we'll just have Peter, have the stage below Peter, like this. So, all we gotta do now is put together these lines. Then we'll be back in, and then we're in business. We're going to bring these the inside out world to life. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 3, 4. And I think that might be okay. So it's a little squiggly. So we're going to fix that. Bam. So we basically got everything in. Okay, so we got everything in. We're going to make sure we add in a final stroke of a stage. Can't see it. There. Now we have our stage, most of the background done. So we're going to focus on the background, and then we'll be good. So we're just going to name these so that way we don't get confused here. So we're going to add, write down table background base. I don't know what you call that. Banner. Okay, now we're gonna add in that shelf that I've been wanting to put together. So we're probably just gonna we're going to make this too basic. So like this. That's how we're gonna do our core memory shelf, and then we're just probably gonna do some lines like so. Or maybe we could just add in the line tool. Where's the line tool? Line tool U. So maybe it could, let's try to make sure we do it in this way. Okay. Let me get rid of this. I don't know why it's not duplicating. Alright, but we're pretty much going to have a line just like this. Maybe do multiple just to make our life easier. The computer's malfunctioning. Okay, I made it too big. One more time. How many will be? This is a very slow process. To be honest, it would look better if I weren't so worried about how bad my pen stroking would be, then I would be fine. We are getting there. We're almost there. Now we have to do that process all over again. Yay! Boring. Computer malfunctioning again. Of course. Okay. So now. Oh. Maybe a few more times. No. One more time. One more time it is. And then we are done. And then we're going to rasterize these and merge it with our pen stroke. So 18 all the way to the first one. rasterize, is there a way to rasterize these layers and merge them? Of course there is. Hopefully I didn't mess anything up, because right now I'm gonna merge you two into place. Merge these layers into one. Bam! We finally got everything together. Right now all I need to do is just erase the overlapping parts. Okay. Now we got, maybe we could add in one more line. There's probably gonna be nothing to put underneath anyway. Now we have our core memory shelf on, and we could add in more circles, which should take about a few minutes. And maybe we could rasterize these layers. Look at all these. And all of these. Okay. So now we have more to look after. I didn't know how long this would be. You know what the heck? I think I could do this way. You see, we have this. Ugh, it's a little rough on the edges, but who cares? So now we could merge these layers into one and rasterize it. Or if it's rasterized already, just simple and easy as cake. Besides, nobody's gonna really look at the core memory stuff because they're focused on Peter. Yay! Now, here we go. Maybe I'll add in like an additional ball in or something. I don't really know how this is gonna really work. And besides, we want it to be imperfect, so there's gonna be a different color in each row. That wasn't supposed to happen. Alright, so we should be done by now. Maybe we can merge these into one just to make it easier. I'm going to call these core memories. So now we have a shelf, and now all we need to do left is make sure we add in the window. The window is one of the biggest things that will be shown on the art print, of course, besides the situation that's happening. So we're going to make sure, we add in the window, but I think just for the heck of it, we're going to have it drawn like this. So we're going to make sure we put this together in this way. Yeah, that doesn't look good. I wonder if there's I think I know that there was a thing that you could do. I think there was a technique that I could possibly do. Hold on just a second, just so that way it's easier. Okay, let me look at the photograph and stuff. We can turn that off. And we can we can just turn the brightness up on all of these. So right now we have a full visible picture, but right now we don't need the characters. All we need are this. All we need is this. You know what? I think just to make it easier, we don't really need to make the background detailed. So we're just gonna have a flat opened one frame window. So right now all I'm gonna do is map out this. So now all we gotta do is make sure we are going to trace this perfectly like that. Alright, so now we have our window, but I think we need to add in a little more to it. So let's copy and paste that into here. Let's shrink it just a little. And maybe we could stretch that just a little. Alright, and then maybe we could merge these. Now we have our window thing that we could put together. So now we got our background. Now the thing that's left, of course, is to ink in the characters. So I'm just gonna write this down, this window. And then now all I gotta do is focus on the cast. And I think we're ready enough to I think we're ready to get rid of the background layer since we got all of our background done. So what I'm gonna do is make sure let's just say what I'm gonna do is, of course, make sure I'm following the outlines of what I did before. So I'm gonna do this like so. It should take about 4 minutes to do, but I should be able to put this together like this. Add in the eyebrows, the nervous eyebrows. We're gonna make sure, there we go. Make him nervous, like the puppet clone he is. There. And there, we got his face down. Ha ha ha. So now, of course, we are going to add in his bow tie like this. And we're not really focusing on fear, or actually he is the focus of everything. He is an inside out character. So right now we're gonna add in his sleeve. We're going to just, as best as we can, just like add in this little circle underneath. It won't be shown as his hand, so that way it can just count. So that way it can count that he has a hand underneath. So now we got to make sure we are adding in his little sweater. We're getting closer and closer, 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 and closer to being there. Now he has that shirt. Now I think I might add in one more line there. Now we're gonna focus on Joy. We're gonna ink in the round circle. Actually, let's start with the hair first. We're going to make sure it starts like this. Now, what we need to do is add in that hair underneath that nice round glowing head. So we are going to make sure those eyes stay perfect like this. So if you doodle this, we are going to make sure we are going to ink it in like so. See, it looks perfect already. Now, there. Now, the smile, I think her neck is too long, too fat, but I think that's okay for Family Guy standards. So right now I'm gonna draw in her hand. Okay, this might look a little freaky, but I think it's gonna be covered up for the most part. There. So now you got that down. Bam. Do. There. Now we can add in the rest of her head, which should be. I don't want to screw this up. Hopefully, I don't screw this up. 3, 2. Nah. I'll just do it this way, and I'll do the rest manually. Bam. So now you got it down. We got Joy down. Now we need Sadness down, which I guess she's already down. So we're gonna make her gonna ink her downer. Get it? That was a terrible joke. Alright, so now we just have to make sure we ink in those glasses from around. Connect the eyes. Sorry, no, not the eyes, the glass lenses. So we have one more to go. Then we'll focus on disgust, and then anger, or the opposite. Actually, I just said some stuff. So now we're gonna. I think I'll add in some eyebrows too, just so that way we could make sure she's still sad. That we know that she's just sad and not depressed. So maybe this could be it. This could be her hair as it looks. So now we have most of sadness now. We just need to add in her sweater. And then maybe her arm that might be out. And a little more of that. Show some hands here. 1, 2, 3. Add some lines to represent the neck. I think that's too far of a neck. Oh no, we have to connect that now. And bam, we got her down. Now of course we need anger. So we're going to make sure we doodle in him like this. Maybe I should remove sadness just for now. And then we're going to make sure we have it down. I gotta make sure, let's do this in one stroke, and I just did. So now we gotta make sure we get these lines all the way up like this. Not. Alright, so now, bam, there. Got his collar for his shirt. And we're gonna add in his tie. I think I might also add in this. And then we have his other side of the collar showing. Now we are basically done here with anger. We just need to add in his hand, which might be shown in the full art print. I think I might also show off some feet here. Not feet, but his shoe. And then there. Oh, forgot the rest of the angry expression. Of course, you have disgust. Should it be hard? I just need to ink most of her hair. Most of her face is really shown, so I'm not going to focus on inking all the full eyes 100%. But right now, we are going to make sure this. Okay. So now, all we gotta do is ink in those Family Guy lines as well as the Family Guy eyebrow. And of course, she has eyelash makeup in her eyes. So I'm going to do this. We got that down. Now okay, I think she looks drunk here, but that looks better. Okay, so add in her scarf, add in her arms, add in the rest of her body. And for the most part, we basically got her. We got disgust all in one layer. So now all we gotta do left is, of course, we need to make sure we ink this so that way it doesn't look black and white and boring. We need to add some color to it. So let me fix this. Now that I'm done with the inking process, we are good to go with coloring. Hold on, let me just fix this. Now that we have outlining done, we're going to start coloring in so that way the entire art print comes to life. So right now I'm going to start by coloring in the background. And so the background is mostly purple and blue colors, of course. The table can be white, and then there could be some light blue colors coming from the outside. But it's mostly just going to be purple and blue colors filling the background. So we're going to add in a separate layer here, and we're going to just to make our life easier, we're going to ink this in real quick, like so. So basically, what I have is that I'm going to fill all this in with purple. I'm going to so if you want to fill in the entire space without any halo effects, you can modify it just a little by 2 pixels. So now I have this, and now I am going to fill up the top. And sometimes it might leave a little space, but that's okay. Actually, I don't think it left the space. I think I'm just imagining things. So now I'm going to bring this to the top so that way we could see the top. So now the ceiling could possibly be, not this part. The top here could be purplish, light purplish. So right now we have this here. And you know what? I think this entire space could be purple. So just to make it look nicer. Oh, like this. And maybe it could be a lightish purple here. So maybe here is where it could happen. So maybe the bottom colors could be like this. So now you got your basic background done for the most part. But now what I'm going to do is make sure I ink in the inside of these inside of the shelf, so that way you have a fully colored shelf. So now I'm going to make sure, and then I'm going to individually color all the balls. Maybe each row can have its own color, so that way it's easier. But besides that, I am going to add in the darker color right here. And there you go. That's basically what you got. Oh, halo effect. Let me fix that. So now we got that down. Unless I'm tripping. So I guess that's basically it. I could take care of that later. What I'm going to do, actually, we could keep it. Okay, so now we're going to add in that little purplish window frame here. We're going to make sure we add in the dark purple, or it could be called magenta. I don't care what you call it, but I'm just gonna call it magenta for now. And now we basically have the inside. What we have to do left is make sure we add in that light blue color, and maybe we could add in gradient to it. But for now, we're just wrong layer. We're just gonna make it like so. So maybe we can add some colors later, but not. Let's add in some shading here. Maybe we could in the inside we could add in these mountains in here. Simple as cake. It wasn't that hard. Very impressed by that. But right now we're gonna go over to the banner and we're gonna make it yellow, since it matches. It's the opposite of purple, And to make everything even, you want to make sure you have the opposite of what. It's hard to describe. I'm doing too many things at the same time. But we basically have our banner color right here. We can fill in the rest right now. You know what? Maybe we should change the color. I think it's a little too bright. Let's darken it a little. So now we have our banner. So now for a table, it's just going to be a grayish color. So let's go over to the table and we're just going to ink it this. And to make it look more interesting, you can actually get rid of some spots in a lassoed spot. Get rid of some portions of it like that. And now we could lower the opacity and add this shading effect. And oh shoot, now we have to start all over. That's okay. We always have a solution. So now we're going to make sure lasso it like this, and then bam, you got your shadow effect. And of course you can always add some shading to it, just so that way it looks even, it doesn't look messy. So now we have our little table, and maybe we could add the shading effect here since that's also below. We got most of everything down. We got the banner colored in. We could put these all into files called table. We're gonna put banner. I'm gonna put in final background. So right now we're gonna add in our final pictures. We no longer need that anymore. Focus on, let's start with Peter first. Since Peter is a very simple character, we're gonna make sure we add in Peter's colors in. So we're gonna start with his body. So what I'm gonna do here is make sure I color in his skin, like his hands and his head. And so we got that down. Now the rest is his shirt. And the shirt is mostly easy. That's most of the coloring comes from, is that spot. And it should be simple. And this is the spot where I can just simply lasso in some open space to fill in. So now all we've got here, we'll add this spot that I missed. So now we are going to make sure we add Peter, and let's make sure we add the halo effect again. Now we got most of Peter down. His green pants, just fill it in like so. That was very quick and simple. We are going to modify it by expanding it. So now, got his green pants, his brown shoes, like that. And now, all we gotta do left is add in the inside of his mouth, which shouldn't be hard. And turns out I missed a spot. What I'm gonna do is color that in, and we're just gonna start over with this. So now we have Peter's eye in. Got most of Peter. We just need to make sure we add in the inside of his mouth. Let's start with the belt first, so that way we get that out of the way. Now, belt, it's easy. Gotta modify it first. And now, of course, we gotta add, let's just add in black, so that way, just to make our life easier. We gotta fill these in with the wand tool. That's the proper tool. You don't want to use it with other tools, or else you won't get the image that you want. So at this point, you're basically done with the belt. Now we need to add in his hair, color in his hair. So just a few clicks. And now all you need left is to fill in the inside of his mouth. For this, I can just come along the way. So of course, the inside of the tongue is red. So maybe I can just fill in his tongue like this. And we can lower the color to a brownish red color inside. So now we have Peter fully colored in 100%. Maybe we'll just manually ink this in, like so. Now, all we have left to do, color in the emotions. It's easy to identify them that way. So now we'll put Peter into his own layer called Peter, not Pina. I'm not gonna do those references right now. And replace it with the cast of Inside Out. We're gonna bring them down here. Almost done. Go to that for a second. So now we have to make sure we're inking this in a proper way. We need to make sure we are filling in the lines, even though we can't see everything 100%. Fill in some patterns so that way we don't mess up our inking process. But still, you can always make sure we add in those lines, and they don't have to be perfect. We're just trying to outline them. We're trying to fill in some blank space that we might have missed. Now, all we need to do is fill in the space that we missed. So now, we need to make sure we do it for everybody else. And it only takes just a few minutes. It doesn't have to be perfect. All you need to do is just make sure you have everything down. So now you can get to your inking process without having to deal with any issues that you might go into when coloring. So we basically have a solution to take. Alright, so now we have our characters. Actually, hold on, let me do something with anger for a second. Right. So now we have our fully inked characters in here, just like this. Now, the best thing that we can do now is put them into a folder so that way they're all together. Now, now this should be easy. We just basically color everybody in based off by color picking their original colors and then filling them in into the outline, just like that. So I guess that's what I'll do. We're gonna start with fear. We're gonna make sure it has its own coloring layer. Now, alright. There are a lot more colors here than on Peter Griffin, so just make sure you're aware about that. If you ever do draw the characters and you want to color them in, that it's going to be a little more complicated than you think. There's going to be a lot more coloring in. You probably might add more detail to it, so just be careful with what you're doing. I'm going to add in this red bow tie. No, I think it's pinkish. Now add in this pink bow tie like this. Then you're good to go. Then everything else is just, oh, I messed up here. We have this all together. And we'll make sure we fill it up so that way we are not confused. So, we are now gonna add in his checker pattern, and which is just very simple, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I think I messed up. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, almost there. 1, 2, 3. And we're just gonna fill it in with purple. No, black. Like that. And then we are going to, oh, I think I missed a spot. That's okay. Now, all we need to do left is make sure we fill in these lines to do. And there, we basically have most of everything down. So now, we can move on to the sleeves. So the sleeves are just like bluish. But first I'm gonna fill in some lines that I missed here, and then we'll get to that to a second, which shouldn't take long, actually. So now we can go over and do the light blue sleeves, and then we'll be done with fear. Then we'll move on to being joyful. Now, and then we'll move on to joy. And then we just did. Now, we are going to do joy, which is, and she's pretty simple. She only has a few colors in her palette, so we're going to put fear into his own layer. And then now we're gonna focus on Joy. So now we're gonna add in her own coloring layer. We're gonna add in her skin. Might even fill up some spaces that the wand tool may have missed, like say the other side of her eye. So now we basically have Joy colored in like so. So now all I need to do left is make sure I fill it in with the paint bucket tool. Looks good so far. I think I made it a little too bright, but let's go for this. So now we are going to select our. I think these are a little too dark, so maybe once I'm done, just a second with the eyes, maybe I could do some revising to the colors, but outside of that, I am 100% sure that there is going to be revision. Now all we need to do is just add in her dress color. So now we need to just fill this in. Bam. Might even yeah, I think I will definitely lighten up the skin. I think it's just too bright. I think that looks better. Now, of course, we have sadness. That shouldn't be hard. And now we are going to make sure we put Joy in her own layer. But now it's time to do sadness. So now we're gonna fill in. Oh, I keep doing that. I don't know why I keep doing that. So now we're gonna add in her blue skin, like so, with the bucket tool. We're gonna just like this. We're gonna add in her eyes, which is just white, plain white. So now we are going to make sure we fill these in like that. Now we're gonna focus on her hair, which is darker than, which is a darkish, maybe navy blue. And then after that, we are going to move on to the next part of her body, which is just the sweater. And the sweater, of course, is a bluish gray. So now all we need to do left is focus on. Oh, I think I messed up a certain line. Just a second. There we go. Now we could finally ink this in, just like this, in this way. So now we need to make sure we have anger colored in too. So we're gonna put sadness in her own file, her own folder. So now we are going to do anger. We're just gonna do the color picking. So of course, as you can see, it's a darkish red. Okay, now all we gotta do here is make sure we color him in like so, with these simple hold on just a second, with these simple coloring tips, these coloring techniques. So now all we need now is, of course, the shirt, which is let's just go for the shirt color instead of fully white. You don't want to do that. That would be boring and lazy. Okay. And now got his shirt down. I'm gonna get his tie down, which is a striped one. I did not know it was a striped one. I should have paid attention to the photo reference. So we're just gonna do the stripes like this. Then the rest we'll fill in as best as we can. So we basically have everything down with anger. So fill in this. We are going to make sure we fill in the rest of his tie-in. Fill in the other set of stripes. Like so. And we mostly got him. All we need to do, of course, is just fill in his pants, and then you'll be good to go. Once you have that, you can finally be able to do, you'll be able to do his belt, and then you'll move on to disgust. And once you do disgust, you'll be done with the long process of inking. It's complicated, but it's fun. All you gotta do is have some patience. It's one of the things that you have to learn when you're doing anything. It isn't just drawing, it's also writing, doing a homework assignment, or chores overall. You gotta be patient. Your time will come, but you're not gonna get anywhere if you're going to be lazy. Try to make sure you follow the steps in the correct way. And if you do the work right, it'll pay off. So now we basically got anger in. So now we are almost done. We just need to make sure we ink in his eyes. You don't want to leave that, of course. And of course, you are going to ink these in with a few clicks. And there, you got anger. And I think I might there was a overlapping line in there. But I think we got him down. Now, of course, we have disgust. Okay, which is a dark greenish color. Well, first we gotta put anger in his own folder, and we're gonna make sure we follow these steps. Nope. Bam. Simple as cake. Now we gotta make sure we add in her skin, her green skin, all the way down here. Yep, it reached to the bottom. So now expand, and we're gonna fill in. Oh, don't forget to fill in the maybe I'll do it like this. So now ink in her dress like this, and now you have to just basically fill in the rest of her. Fill it in with the paint bucket tool, and and don't forget her high heels and her scarf. Those are basically the same color. So let's get the color that we need in the right spot. So now we have disgust down, and she's our final character, like so. Now, once we're done with her, we're basically done with the coloring process. Oh. And there. Now all we need to do left is, of course, add in her bright white eyes, like so. And then you got that down. You can put in all those layers into here, and you finally got disgust down onto the table. So now, of course, we got all the inside out characters all inked out. Now all we need to do is just put them all into one. So let's just put down inside out cast, so that way it's easier to go through. And now that's basically pretty much it. We got to ink in most of everybody. I got to ink in everybody's body. Now all we need to do left is make sure we add any details in, and I know that there are a lot of details I want to make sure I add in. So now, one thing I want to do, of course, the thing that we need to do, of course, and just for the heck of it, since we're almost done, we can do some shadowing. So shadowing, we're gonna size up the brush a little. We're going to create an effect on the characters like this, and you could just and this is how you can basically do it. But you could do it either way. But this is just how I do it most of the time, half the time. So now we you just add in the dark blue, add in the black outlines like this, and then if you want, And then all you need to do left, once you're done, is add in the opacity effect, where you can just simply lower the opacity. And it's very simple. Let me just fix this and there. And maybe, if possible, you can always change the size if it's too big. So that way you don't have to always erase the overlapping lines. Like this. So now, you basically have some shadows behind the characters. Easy as cake. Okay, and let me fill up this in. And then we're going to make sure we add in our effect here. And fear still looks flat, so we're gonna add in that shadow. And of course, you can ink in their you can add shadows on their bodies. Just don't add shadows to their onto their eyes. It kind of interferes with their eyes. It messes up their eyes. So now we have that down. All we need to do left, the only shadow we have to add in left is Peter. So I'm going to do the same thing I did with the Inside Out cast, except I'm going to do it with a larger brush since he's going to be larger in this one. So what I'm going to do is going to okay, like the last time, I'm going to manually ink all of this in, like so. And I guess if I wanted to, I could just simply do this, make it easier. You know what, I think that's what I should have done with the Inside Out cast, but what the heck. What's done is done. We can possibly fix it later sometimes. We can always fix it later. So now, we are going to make sure we fill in his inking colors. So now, we are almost done with our artwork. And there. You basically have Peter Griffin down in with a shadow. But the only thing that's left, of course, is to make sure we add in that shadow over his hair. We need to do that. We missed that. And now we are going to make sure we lower the opacity just like this. See? Isn't that simple? Now we basically have, for the most part, our art print. Maybe we could, I think maybe we could brighten up the background a little more. So maybe over here we could make the ceiling brighter. I'm going to try out a gradient effect on this. So through the window I'm going to add some gradient effect. So where is the gradient tool? The gradient tool should be so let me add the magic wand tool. So maybe over here I'm going to fill this in. That's what I want to get to. So I'm going to find a bush. I guess this one matches it well. It looks better. And as for this side, I think I might add in a purple gradient to it. So let me go to purple, and I think we might go for this one. So maybe over here is what will happen. So bam, we basically added some details to it. Now maybe we could add some more to it. But for now, I'm going to keep it like that. And maybe I'll add this as BG details, like that. And then maybe we could add like some shading to the add some lines to the window. So maybe this could be it. There's nothing really interesting going on, but what the heck? We're just here to have fun. And I guess you can say, you know, maybe we could also use a different brush this time. Maybe we could add in a dry brush. So maybe We could add in some pastel movements. We could add in some detail to it. Add some specs to it. But I think for the most part, I think we're done here. Now all we need to do, just for the heck of it, we're going to add in the text. So we're gonna add in, since we're done with brushes, we don't need brushes anymore. We can bring it back to our regular brush size. We're gonna add this to our BG tool, add in a folder. We're going to make sure we add in the Comic Sans, since that's the font that is most used. Chalkboard. So I guess it's, oh, there we go. So now we're going to, maybe let's make this 18. So now I'm going to write in what I promised I would write in. So maybe this could be a size of 40. And from the sketch, it says, I'm Peter and I'm auditioning for Drunk and Horny. So that's what I'm gonna write down. So I'm gonna write, I'm Peter and I'm auditioning for Drunk and Horny. I think that's too much. I think I'm gonna have to switch things up a little. So maybe this could be, the entire thing could be shrunk, could shrink to maybe about here. Oh, too much. Maybe how about 32? And now I just gotta add the quotation marks. Okay, now that we're done with the text, we are going to bring it down here. Oh, messed up a little. And now we're done. We added our text, and now we could call it a day. We've got our Peter Griffin inside out, our print design completed. But first, just for the heck of it, I'm going to add in my signature, which is just basically your name. So I'm going to put my signature right here, so that way people can recognize my artwork. But in the end, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. If you liked the video, please be sure to hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell if you want to be the first person to ever see my videos. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.